has it been the end of the winter movie draft yet? Do we know who won?
Yes, Curly and I won.
You won?
Yay!
We
Yay.
won.
I'm surprised the person that didn't get Frozen won.
Hey, we're live.
Yay!
Now
Yay.
I'm just gonna move your shit around over here.
Yay! What? Hey, you can only see the top.
I know. It's the weirdness. Make
The
you
weirdness.
smaller.
Oh yeah, and you got it. Well, you don't have to change it right yet, but I am no longer True Noob. I am now Madcap. What's happening?
I am on 2 different screens, adjusting your images so they fit in the space they're supposed to on our stream. It's a process that I have to like just kind of freehand as best I can. Scooch.
Scooch.
Scooch you guys around. And now I'm shaped funny. But you
know. I've been shaped funny for a long time.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I can't. God. Ooh. Don't need 2 of me. I feel better when I make mistakes I've seen Scott Johnson made live. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean,
he's been doing this for like a million years.
Agreed.
Okay. Other than maybe I'll make myself a little something.
Wee.
Squish my.
I like the infinite embers we have going on.
September, ember. If I were a Discord notification, where would I be?
Minimize.
Alright. It's not as good as last week. It's going to have to do. What's that black space on the end? I don't like that, but.
As long as we're all visible.
Mostly it is live. It's just my curtain.
So, can you change my name, or is that a thing that needs to be done later?
No, I can do that.
Never. We can never do that. You can never have it correctly ever.
Although you guys, did you notice last week that I actually made all our colors our colors?
I did.
I know. I saw that.
Okay, what's the new name? Madcap.
Yeah, MADC.
Smaller. Where? Just let me know where the capitalizations are.
Capital CAP.
One word, Madcap, though.
Yep.
Space.
Underscore. MISC, but capital MISC, as in miscellaneous.
Okay.
But pronounced miss, as in miss. I'm being silly.
It's okay. Okay.
Yay!
All right. I posted it all the places on the universe.
A little bigger, but
every place on planet Earth is now
has now been done. Okay. Just let me know when you're ready, and then I'll give it a few seconds of silence. And we can get started on time. Wow.
We're getting started on time. I don't know. Is there like a song there? Is there like a? It seems like it should be a song. I don't know why.
Stop. Hold on. I'm trying to do something and failing.
It's fine. I mean, it looks really cool. Just the infinite mice.
The Mices?
The
Mouses?
super mouses.
Macy's?
Mises.
Mises?
Mises.
Jen is low. There's really
What?
nothing I can do about you being down there.
Like volume-wise or color? Or
No,
picture?
your
Hey.
face.
Oh.
Centered in
Well,
your frame.
I can
There you
fix
go.
that.
Okay. We're good.
Oh.
What if I don't want to be? What if I want to be invisible? Why do I feel like my coloring is bad again? Like, I'm so tired
You do
of
look
whatever.
kind of red this time. Very red.
Yeah.
What's happening to my shit constantly? All right, let's try that. Is that better? Oh,
Yes.
I know. I'm an idiot.
Now
I'm
you
an
look
idiot.
human. So
Yeah.
Oh,
like
I'm a dummy.
Hellboy.
I'm a dummy dumb face.
Oh, that's better.
I'm a dummy dumb face.
Yay!
We did it.
We did it.
Ta-da!
All right, let's go.
Ta-da! All right, I'll give it a few moments.
That looks better, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes. Thanks, Techie Gamer.
Thanks. Oh, nope, that's
Oh, Techie Gamer. Hi, buddy. It's been a really, really, really long time. Sorry. Linda's supposed to be starting, and I'm all excited.
It's okay. We're, welcoming everybody. Hello.
Hello.
It's-
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. Hello.
Excuse me.
Yep, get your
Oh.
coughs. Get your coughs out.
Because I was sitting and I was like all hunched over. Now everything's now I'm all jacked up. Hey, it's Revis too. Is Curly hosting us? What's going on? I feel like all of Curly's people are here.
All right. Now I will give it a few moments of silence, and then we can get started.
I'm shutting my face.
Hello and welcome to episode 151 of Geek Girls. The Geek Girls podcast is supported primarily by our patrons. You can find us at www.patreon.com/grills. I'm Linda, and I'm joined by my co-host, September, also known as 9 of 12.
Hello, hello, hello.
And the Jen.
Hi. Hello.
So, in line with doing our new show the way we're doing it, I guess, I will announce our topic right now, but then we will get into what we've been doing. So we are starting our historic grills, little kind of not even mini show. I don't know what I'm talking about, but we're doing our historic grills this week. It is the birthday of Anne Clough. I looked up how to pronounce her name. It's Clough, like cloud, but with another L. So it's actually her 200th birthday. She was born in 1820. So that was...
And she's still alive and well. Oh, just kidding.
Interesting
would have been her birthday.
Would have been her birthday. You know what? People can still have birthdays if they're dead, okay?
No, you can't.
Let's go party on the grave!
So
Let's
that's
not have
what
the
we'll be...
Pokemon drama again, okay? No parties on graves. No parties on any graves.
So that's what we'll be talking about. But first, we're going to get over to what we have been up to this week. So who wants to go first? Ember?
I will. I barely made it home to record in time because I was in a movie. There's a food truck in town that asked the brewery I hang out at if they could film there. They're making a movie called Reggie, a millennial depression comedy. And so I was there all afternoon, pretending to drink a beer for hours and hours and pretending to talk, watermelon cantaloupe, in the background while they were filming this movie. So that was neat. It wasn't as hanging out with people as I was hoping for. It was just a lot of sitting quietly. But it's a really neat project, and I'm happy to do a favor and help some locals make a cool thing. And
Yeah.
what else? This week I went to DJ Spider, who I've talked about before. She's the cosplayer extraordinaire and does Wonder Woman charity events and organizes con stuff. And whenever I need cosplay advice, I go to her. But she's also an amazing DJ. She's done Dragon Con and stuff, parties. She does a show here once in a while at the Milestone Club called Digital Noir. So Rob and I, it's kind of like a going back in time, little nostalgic thing to go and hang out. And she plays all this goth industrial music, and I got to dance some, and so that was neat. I had the weird experience of this kid who's my oldest son's age, like spotting me and just wanting to talk to me and coming to me outside, and like his mom's a goth, so I had the wonderful realization of holy shit, it's actually generational at this point. And he was being all like, hot topic and those snobs, and you if you don't make your own clothes, you don't know what you're doing. And I'm like, all right, calm down. Don't judge them. At least they're not beating you up. And they're into what you're into. But it was a really cool conversation with this kid. His name was Zero. Just wanting to come over and talk to the elder goths. So that was my
Wow.
date night. Being an elder goth.
Elder goth.
I feel like it's like a level up of some kind. Like that's your title now, and they have to like approach you with like a certain type of like introduction now.
Absolutely.
Like that'd be good.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that
like-
you need like a title of some kind.
It's like when you're playing vampire, you know.
Exactly. There's a form of a dress. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Linda knows where my brain is at.
Maybe some kind of insignia that we have to wear and hand
Oh, yes.
signals.
Remember that like when I played was like for Vampire LARP, like I had been a leader in like Prince of a domain before, and so people have to address you a certain way, or like bishop. And it's really funny because like I played an NPC once, and the appropriate form of address is Grand Master or Grand Mistress. And so it was really funny because I was doing this NPC for an event, and people would be like, Grand Mistress so and so, and I'm like, can I just be that all the time? Like that's her whole title. I
just feel like now when they approach you, they have to offer a dead flower and be like, Elder Goth.
Good evening, Elder Goth. Yes,
Good
exactly.
evening, Elder Goth.
It would do it. It would be actually extra nostalgia for me because, I mean, back in the day in the club, I would just go and basically sit in my spot and hold court. You know, people would bring me drinks and ask me to dance and things. And so it would, being able to go into a new place and like have some sort of indicator that I am an elder would be extra. I'm on board with this. I'm in.
So I didn't do much. I mean, this week I played Minecraft. I'm still playing a lot of Minecraft. But I haven't played any WoW. Like it's weird. I haven't had any reason to like log in right now, and this expansion kind of just I don't know. I feel like it's kind of boring. I hate to say, but I'm a little bored. I guess I didn't want. I'm tired of Ashara. I'm tired of Waterworld. I'm tired of. I don't know. I've just been kind of meh. So I haven't played any WoW at all, which I realized yesterday when I realized how many emails I've gotten from Blizzard where they're like, check in, there's this cool mount you can get. You're not doing this thing. It's like the Visions of N'Zoth. Why are you not logging in? And I'm like, thanks for reminding me, Blizzard, but no thank you. So just mostly Minecraft, and then with emergency dental procedures and, you know, pretty much that. That's been my week. Not very exciting, I guess, in the nerd arena right now.
Well,
that's right.
Yeah.
This week I'll be more busy with more fun things, I hope.
yeah, no, I look forward to hearing about it.
I know. I'm still getting settled. I don't know where things like I'm still definitely getting settled in the area. I don't exactly know where the fun things are to do just yet. So we'll figure it out though.
Yeah, I'm sure at some point you'll run across somebody and you'll instinctively know, like, my people. Like,
Yes.
Where have you been, my people?
You're still not trying to drive to a restaurant in Phoenix habitually, are you?
yeah.
Oh yeah. No, that was the most like literally the most embarrassing thing ever. I'm glad, like, of course I didn't have to share it with the universe, but I did. But yeah, being in the car and like, oh, that's right, that's a Tucson restaurant. I can't go to there. I still haven't. Actually, that's what I should do this week. I should try to find an Indian restaurant because I haven't found my local Indian restaurant yet, and that's like, I definitely need to find one.
I mean,
So
don't you have a bunch of? I could ask. Actually, my friend Eric lives in Vegas. I could ask him.
Yeah, because like honestly, I looked it up and there's like 20, so it's I don't
Yeah.
really want to try to eat it all 20 to figure out which one is the good.
And ask
The
that band that was it.
Oh, Same Sex Mary.
Yeah, Same Sex
James and
Mary.
Svet.
They seem to know
James
all the
and
good
Svetlana.
spots.
Well, they're the ones that told me about Goemon, which is the best sushi place in town, which I will go back to. So yeah, they are definitely good guides. I should hit them up. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I have them sometimes.
So as for myself, I as my co-host noticed, I don't know if anyone can actually see on the Twitch stream right now because of how the cameras are arranged, but my arm is in a sling, because I have pulled a muscle in my right shoulder.
My dear, how did you manage?
I don't know. I don't actually know how I injured myself, but either it was from sleeping on the really, really terrible beds at the FDR State Park, because they are just a wooden frame strung with these ancient springs with a, like, thin cardboard mattress over the top of them, and I think I was sleeping in a ball for both nights.
Those springs are historical. They're actually a part of nature.
Or it was when I was unpacking the car and I missed the last step on the first landing and I fell down the stairs.
Oh my gosh.
One
I'm
of
glad
those.
that you're in good spirits about it. Oh.
So, as young as you are, you've finally reached an age where you have an injury and you're not sure how it happened.
Yes.
That's a level.
I mean, I get
life level up for sure.
I get scratches and stuff all the time and I don't know where they're from. I think I just flail in my sleep. So that's, I'm dealing with that right now, which makes work and everything just absolutely amazing because it's my right arm and I am right hand dominant. So everything is 10 times harder than it needs to be. The only way that I can crochet is if I sit in the recliner and push my back against the recliner so that it's like, because otherwise it just starts to ache. And I'm like, I can't crochet.
Watch out. You'll end up with a crochet injury and no one's going to believe that.
Yeah.
I just got the email from MomoCon that was like, you've got a table. And I'm like, great. I can't make anything right now unless I'm sitting in a very specific location.
Oh no.
Oh.
But you got the juried table thing?
Yes. I got the juried. I whapped Jury in the face with some yarn and I got my table.
Oh my gosh.
So
table secure.
That's a joke from last time. But I did manage I've crocheted a couple of slippers. I've got some red and black ones that are like granny squares, sort of, that are all crocheted together. And this is part of the big commission. Oh, that's the other thing. I still haven't finished the giant commission that I'm doing, so that's why I am brace crocheting so I can finish the commission. And I've got these other pair of like tan and dark blue ones that are very, very cute. I have one more pair to make, and then I can ship them off and be done and get paid, and that'll be great. But in other news, I made bread.
It's funny because when I read these notes, I thought they were September's notes, and then I realized that they were not September's notes.
Oh my God! Somebody else made bread.
Yeah. And don't worry, I have a bread machine, so no kneading was involved because I would not have been able to do that.
Being so needy.
So needy. I'm making another loaf tonight. It's starting to bake now, and I can smell it's oregano and Parmesan cheese loaf.
Ooh,
so it's
yummy.
very tasty.
That sounds awesome.
Sounds really delicious.
Yep, I can't wait.
I'm trying to be off the bread right now, and
sorry.
That's so funny. You said like injured myself, made bread, and just thought those were my notes. Like if you had appliance broken, you would have been sure.
I somehow one of my appliances went down. Also made bread. It was like this would totally be September.
Well, Linda, that turns out I can send you this great recipe I have from the Kitchen Witches cookbook for an herb cheese bread that is always a huge hit.
so much.
I would like that. And then kind of the last little thing is that I'm doing a little bit of branding because I'm trying to actually get this small business thing that I have going. So I've changed my Twitch and my Instagram handles. I am now madcap_miss.
Underscore miscellaneous.
Underscore miscellaneous. But it's shortened because miscellaneous is hard to spell. So miss. That's pretty much everything that's happened to me this week. There's a lot of stuff.
That's all right. That's a busy. You had a busy. We like switched. Normally, I'm the one that has like 8 million things that I did. Like these days, I'm like, oh, I chilled.
Yeah.
I tried to figure out where I am.
Yeah, I tried to figure out like how to exist in the universe right now.
Yep. So, with all of that, we can kind of like hop into our historic grill topic.
Yeah, I like the idea of this. I'm just going to jump in and say it again. I think this is a really fun thing, especially like when we don't have like necessarily a current event thing. But the cool thing is this is literally her birthday, which makes it even more fun and exciting.
So she did quite a lot in her lifetime. I'll do a quick rundown for folks that don't know who she is, because I didn't know who she was until I was like, whose birthday is on this day? But she was born in Liverpool, and then they actually moved to South Carolina for a while until she was about 16, and then they moved back to England.
How do you pronounce her name again? It's Anne Clough?
Anne Clough.
Okay.
Unless because that's what it told me when I looked it up. If that is not correct, I apologize.
Yeah, there'll be some nerd out there that's going to be like, actually, and well, that's cool.
Yeah, that's nice. Go ask her.
But so she was born January 20th. Oh, wow. I'm just putting together now. It's literally the 200th.
Yeah. It's literally the
200th and the 20th of 2020.
That's weird. There's a lot of 20s going on.
So many 20s.
All the 20s, all the 2s, all the 0s.
It's interesting because her brother actually was an assistant to Florence Nightingale, which, if you're like, obviously we're telling you the dates, but that kind of gives you like a face and name to go with what time period we're talking about, because names and dates are sometimes confusing for folks.
And he was a poet of some renown.
Yeah.
I was going to say, he was apparently a poet and assistant to Florence Nightingale, which I find it interesting. It's like the poet and assistant to, and the way that this is worded in the Wikipedia, it makes it sound like that they are the poet to Florence Nightingale and the assistant to Florence Nightingale. And I like the idea of Florence Nightingale having a registered poet at her service.
I mean,
but yes.
I mean, PR. You need that PR, right?
I also think that people just don't understand how important commas are.
Right?
Or semicolons might have actually been appropriate there too. It's not like I'm going to be an English teacher or anything. I'm just going to stop now.
I feel like I should read some of his poetry. I mean, he was writing during the Irish potato famine, assistant to Florence Nightingale. This is probably really depressing poetry, and I'm all over that. Let me see. He's perhaps best known for short poems, Say Not to Struggle, Not Avalaith. Oh, yeah.
Yep,
okay.
That sounds pretty depressing.
Back to his sister.
All right, sorry. Back to his sister, who is infinitely cooler because it is her birthday.
It is her birthday. Kind of what she gets known for is that at Cambridge in the 1870s, they set up these lectures for ladies. So these women would come in and see these lectures, but then they kind of realized that these women are coming from super far away, and so they set up this little hostel for them. And she took charge of it. Like, she was the one running it and ended up running the lectures. And so, like, they became Newnham College, and like she was the first principal of the college. So I just think it's super interesting that it was set up by Cambridge, and she kind of like took over, and it
Yeah.
became a women's college.
Well,
That
she
is
set up the whole
crazy.
residency for women there, right? I seem to remember reading about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like that's huge. We have what used to be a women's college in town, and actually I attended Buff State University, which used to be a women's college, and that whole transformation in the leadership it takes to have made that happen in a time where they were also still trying to get the right to vote is pretty profound accomplishment.
Yeah, and she was very much interested in the suffragette movement and in suffrage for women.
Yeah, she was listed as an English suffragist.
Yes, a suffragist.
A suffragist. I didn't know that was a word.
I don't know if suffragette is like not what they say anymore.
I think maybe suffragette may only refer to,
or maybe it's just the Disney
like that
What? You're talking about Mary Poppins?
Yeah, it's like
because that's what when I read lectures for ladies that Cambridge set up. That's the first thing I thought was votes for women, votes for
women.
Yeah.
Well done,
suffragette.
Suffragette.
Oh come on, suffragette is such a cool word.
Not to be confused with a suffragist. So a suffragette was a member of a militant women's organization, in the early 20th century who, under the banner Votes for Women, fought. So it was that particular movement. Now, a suffragist. Okay, so what's the difference between a suffragist and a suffragette?
The form of the word.
Yeah, but no, I think it doesn't, though. I think it actually is like an association. The suffragettes are
well, they would be women.
A member of a suffragist is someone who is for the suffrage. A suffragette is a member of an organization for women's suffrage.
Well, like a man could be a suffragist because he was part of the movement, but he couldn't be a suffragette.
Because he's not a woman. That's a
gendering.
Member. Yeah.
Also, I mean, linguistically, that's
really
what my
ridiculous.
That's my linguistic assessment, and I'm sticking to it.
No, it's correct. It has to do about the member, like the position versus the member of an organization.
Sorry, that was a tangent I wasn't expecting to go on.
To be fair,
now we know. Yeah.
Etymology, a great way to fill time.
So.
Disaster today.
Oh, that's great. I love that her middle name is Jemima.
Is it really?
Yes, it's Anne Jemima Clough.
It's literally Anne Jemima Clough.
Mm-hmm.
She also lived to be 72 years old, which in the 1800s is kind of ridiculous.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty old. That's a pretty long adventure. But her big focus was on education and just the whole fact that women didn't have the same access to education, because she was obviously educated in her family.
She was educated at home, actually.
Exactly.
She was homeschooled.
But obviously her family didn't feel that, like, her family felt that the women in the family should be as well educated at home as, because she was intelligent.
I missed
Let me know
that
when you're
part.
done.
Actually, in 1841, so that was when she was 21? 31? No, 21. She set up a day school, actually. So even before, like, they asked her to become part of the college, she set up a day school to contribute to her family financially because her father went bankrupt. So she actually was into education well before they asked her for the college, which makes sense because you wouldn't just ask some random person like, hey, you want to come and be part of this if you didn't have, some sort of some sort of knowledge in the field.
So I do like that, like so it's the Newnham College in Cambridge, and her whole thing was that that it was originally a lecture. It was originally just lectures and a hostel.
Yeah.
that's the part that's interesting, is that it literally just started as being a location for them to stay, and then
It was a tiny con. It was a bunch of panels and like a couch to sleep on. And then she made it something bigger.
that's actually really cool, though.
Yeah. That's why I suggested her as our first historic grill, because she did a lot for women's education, and obviously she thought that women were just as important as men. She wanted women to get the vote, and she wanted them to have the education to move up, you know, in the world and be able to support themselves. And
and watch her talk hard, like,
Yeah.
until the end of her days she held those positions. That's amazing.
Well, yeah. Well, and she also, like, what I find interesting too is that she gave evidence on a royal commission on secondary schooling based on her teaching experience. Plus, she also helped found the North of England Council for Promoting the Higher Education of Women, and she acted as its secretary from 1867 to 1870. So, and then was its president from 1873 to 1874. So she was like, and when she was in her basically 40s and 50s, she was like just still hugely involved in promoting all these movements. That's good. That's cool.
Yeah,
I want a biographer to quote talk about me the way there's quotes about her biography where it's like she had an enviable ability to admit when she was wrong. No one's. I want people to be able to say about me. Can we say life goals? I'm gonna talk to my therapist about this next week. I'll be more like her.
You know, it's funny that you say that, because one of the biggest, because I'm obviously I'm studying to teach, right? And a gigantic part of teaching, and like all of the rhetoric for teaching talks about reflective practice, which is identifying opportunities for improvement so that you can make the lesson better the next time. And like everything is about reflective practice. Like that's what they talk about. And so it's funny that they say that she had this ability to like admit to her faults, and when she was like making mistakes. Like that's really interesting, 'cause
I think the best
that's
teachers
where
do.
education is now.
Yeah, but the best teachers do, because I think that when a teacher will admit they're wrong, you feel validated and you can identify with it, and then you listen better.
Yeah.
Right? Like I find that in politics. Like I brought up something to a politician, and he didn't have an answer, and he's like, "Hold on, you know what? I'm gonna take a note, and I'm gonna look into that, and I'm gonna get back to you." And he did, and he added it to his platform, and I'm like, holy crap. Well, I'm with you, because that's so much better than whatever bullshit talk in a circle you could have done. Like, and those are teachable moments that real teachers have. Like, I've done it with teachers. Like, well, actually, like at my kid's school, when they were teaching that gerrymandering, that's just what it was called when you divide up congressional districts. And be able to go to the school and say, no, please don't do that.
Actually, that's not what that is.
They're teaching him it's just called that. Probably you missed a big lesson there you could have taught. And then be able to say, yeah, I was wrong. It's in the textbook that way, unfortunately, but I will change the curriculum. That's a good teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like thinking about how this teacher ended up like meandering through life, thinking that was just what that is, and not that it's a really terrible thing that is a huge topic in politics today. Whoops.
At least you had that particular teacher or school was willing to be like, oh wait, no, that's not right, instead of doubling down and being like, no, you're wrong, because that's the worst.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, so that's so funny, because I just watched a TED Talk with this woman who, like, her parents were teachers, her grandparents were teachers, she's a teacher, and she's just talking about how, just that, like, how you can make mistakes and still be a great teacher. And she was telling a story about how a time she came in and she taught this lesson, and then when she went home, she realized that she had literally taught it completely wrong. And so she came in the next day and was like, sorry guys, I have to apologize. Yesterday I was completely wrong. So here's the right information. And apparently one of them was like, oh, no, it's fine, Mrs. So-and-so. You were just so excited. We didn't want to stop you. But we knew you were wrong. And I'm like, seems so how kids would react to that.
Yeah.
Like, because it is. It's like there's a lot of respect for that. Interesting.
And
Yeah, I want somebody to talk to. She did have. It's weird how like we came across her and I've never heard of this woman, and it kind of boggles my mind a little bit that she's never come up in any. I've
Well,
never
I
seen
think-
anything.
I think it's probably because a lot of her work was done in England, and unfortunately, a lot of like the we don't have a lot of non-American kind of like women that we look up to, just because they're
Yeah.
they're unknown
American.
to us.
Just because we're super patriotic.
Well, they must
Eh.
appreciate her over there. She's got a freaking stained glass window. How
Yeah.
cool is there's another life goal.
You want a stained glass window dedicated to you? Is that
Absolutely.
Oh,
your
and
cutting rate therapist? So
And
If
it's
I win the
pretty
lottery,
cool.
I'm gonna get so weird. I'm gonna have like a church
She's
with a
got a
flying spaghetti monster,
sculpture.
and there will be a Geek
Yeah.
Grill's stained glass window.
And she's got a sculpture.
Oh, that's awesome. No, I just am shocked though, because like I feel like I read a lot about the suffragists and like education with women particularly, and I just would think it's bizarre that I never recognized her at all. But that's cool. So she's she's also the daughter of a cotton merchant. So that's what her father did. He was a cotton merchant. That's
Yep.
exciting. In the 1800s, I'm pretty sure that. Let's see. I was looking to see if there was any other little tidbits on her Encyclopedia Britannica article.
Well, it was a lot harder to find information about her suffragist activities than her educational
That is absolutely true.
accomplishments.
That is absolutely
Yeah.
true.
She is most well known for her teaching, and not her suffragist
And
leanings.
promoter of higher education.
Yes, promoter of higher education.
Cool.
Man, if you wanna, did you see on the wiki article the gate, the memorial gate that they have that has her
Yes.
name on it? That's intricate. That's super intricate.
That thing's really fancy. Yeah, no, that's cool. I do like that literally this school started with 5 students.
Yep.
Like that's it. That's all it took to be a school. That sounds about right.
It's
No,
like
especially back
you need
then.
more than a board. More people than that to have a board to start anything.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, yeah, no, it's got to be a lot more. No, I think for our first historical grill, this was a good choice. She is very interesting, and I like the idea of learning about women that I've never heard of before.
Yeah, so we'll keep our eyes out for whenever we don't have a topic, and we'll find a historic grill to tell the folks about. So I am happy with this first historic grill. Good
Also,
job,
people-
Clough.
Good
Yeah, and good job, and
Good
also
Googling, Linda.
good job Googling, Linda.
My Google foo is strong.
Also, if anybody has any suggestions for anyone that is, along the same lines too, somebody that's, that maybe people don't know much about, definitely down to hear, to get those suggestions.
Yep, you can. Good segue. You can chime in by emailing us at geekgirl at
We're not there
gmail.com.
yet, but you can say it anyway.
Yeah.
There, I feel like we're there. I feel like that's true.
Yeah.
You can
I
also
think
tweet at us. You
You
can
can
do all
tweet
those
at
things.
us at Geek Grills. I think we've. If you want to talk more about teachers, we can. But I think we've given Miss Ann Clough a good talking.
do.
Good talking.
Good talk.
Good talking.
If we can go Taco Monday, that's like I feel like my brain is just so fried. I hate being on antibiotics.
We have
And, like,
paid tribute.
We have paid tribute to this lovely teacher. If I could give her an apple on her desk, I would do such.
On a day that everyone in America just got off of school.
Yes.
It's true. It's true that nobody's on class today. They were
It would-
celebrating.
It would be a crocheted apple. I would brace my shoulder against the back of the chair so that I could crochet her an apple. Okay.
I dig it.
I am also on pain meds, in case you haven't noticed. So there's that.
something you might have wanted to tell us before we started.
I mean, it's fine.
It's
It's
fine.
great.
It's on antibiotics, and it's cool.
Everything is fine.
So it was funny because I was at the dentist just before this, and they had to add to my flipper that has my teeth in it, my fake teeth in it, and I was like, I am not doing a podcast today on video if this thing doesn't get in my mouth. And like he was having a really hard time getting it to fit, and I'm like, oh my god. I was like, I'm not gonna do. There'll be no video. I will have a placeholder image. I am not going to come on video and do this without my teeth. But no, he managed to make it work. And I think it was funny because after a while, I feel like he was just doing it out of principle, where he was like, I'm going to make this thing work. I don't care what it takes. Like he's like winching stuff. He's like asking his assistant who's in the other room to like try different tools. I was like, oh my god, this is so serious.
So Jen went full diva, like, I'm an internet star on Twitch. I have to be presentable.
Mostly it just like I feel like I just notice it and it makes me insecure more than anything, and then I just talk all funny because I just am like, my teeth aren't in my face. Anyway.
I understand.
Yes.
All right. So.
Oh
no. I broke Linda. Yes.
Oh, we're fine. I'm fine.
We're just in a mode.
Centered. So, what are y'all most anticipating right now?
What's coming up?
I'm anticipating these edits.
It's like the pain med mulligan though, so it'll be fun.
Oh shit.
They don't have to edit it. It's fine. Our listeners.
There we go. I'll make a stinger for that. Insert pain med mulligan here. I still need to complete the silverware carrier pattern I talked about with Linda last week and my other friend. I haven't sat down and made the thing. And once I make the thing, I'm off and running. I have a new friend I made online on an app. And she keeps sending me a lot of really cool vendor opportunities. We have like a Muggles market and starving artist market.
That's so cute.
But the table fees are kind of high. Like, I have to make a lot of stuff to drop a $75 table fee.
Oh, yeah. That is
travel
actually,
to Charlotte.
Well, I'm used to con pricing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but like cons, people are like ready to open their wallets and drop bank at cons, though.
Yeah, I feel like that is true.
And these are markets, but they're kind of small and niche. So a little nervous, but I might, we'll try it. See how many of these suckers I can make before the time comes, and other things. So yeah, that's about it. I am determined to make some shit this week.
Nice.
And I saw the pattern that you tagged me on. It's very cute. I'm gonna probably attempt it, maybe in a week or so when my shoulder isn't hurting.
Oh, I'm excited to see it. I might have to commission some new bags from Miss September.
Cool.
I need more bags.
I'll be on that, and I have to get more duck because I think I want to use duck canvas for the interior of the silverware carriers anyway, and that's what I like to line those bags with, just for the support and the strength.
Yeah, the structure's real good with that. It's called, I believe it's called duck cloth. Like, yeah,
well, duck.
We're shortening it to the people that are like, duck? What?
Duck?
Feathers?
It's canvas, basically.
It's canvas, yeah.
Nice. I feel like I need to. You know what? I have yarn for it. I need to get on a new yarning project. So maybe I'll look into it. Maybe I'll see if I can. I've unpacked some of my apartment, not a lot of it. So I will make an effort to unpack and locate my yarn and stuff.
You should find a stitch that you think is pretty and just make that stitch over and over again into a blanket.
Yeah.
That is my recommendation.
I love my beautiful blanket because I made that big rainbow blanket, which I love. It's become like my favorite blanket. But yeah, this week is going to be mostly, I definitely wanted to start watching The Witcher because I'm tired of everybody talking about it and I haven't watched any of it yet. So I want to try to get to that this week. I need to finish The Mandalorian and I need to finish the Mandalorian. That's actually it, I think. Oh no, Ruby. There's a few episodes of Ruby behind that I am. So that was a weird like Dr. Seuss approach to that sentence.
Well, you were just talking about the Mandalorian, so it was like Yoda stuff.
Oh, maybe it was a Yoda. It was a Yoda approach. Obviously, I was just in the mode.
Jen
of the
going full Yoda.
Yeah, I did go full Yoda for a moment. So I'm going to finish that, and then Ruby and Mandalorian, and then also I just remembered that I have been playing League of Legends, and I have one more placement match before I get placed in rank. So I definitely will do that too and figure out where my rank is, which is fun. I've been playing with my brother still. That game is, the toxicity is still real, but it's much more palatable now than it used to be. I don't know if it's just because I just am playing with my brothers and I just ignore it a lot, but it's actually, I think it is actually better these days. I think the number of people that get banned is actually making an impact now, and it's not as awful as it used to be to play League of Legends. So yeah, that's been kind of nice. So I'm gonna do more of that.
Cool. And then I have D&D on Saturday, so I get to be my Dragonborn bard, and I just realized because I didn't do this on purpose, is that her name sounds like strumming a guitar. Her name is Thrawn.
Oh.
I'm like, I made a bard with an onomatopoeia name.
Yes.
Aw.
Thrawn.
Also, that's a big word that that's one of those words that gets easily confused for other things. But onomatopoeia is fun. It's also hard to describe onomatopoeias. It's like a perfect example. I love it.
Yeah. And then the other thing I'm looking forward to is healing, because I have a LARP in 2 weeks where I play a fighter with a lot of swingy swords.
Ooh.
And I would like to actually be able to fight and not have to wear. So the thing is that these LARPs that I play, if you get hurt in real life and you still want to go to game, you wear an orange headband on your head, which means that you can't be in combat. I don't want an orange headband, but I might have to.
Yeah, I had to orange headband once.
Ice.
Rough.
Ice. Don't neglect the ice.
Yes, I have a lovely cold pack that is in the freezer right now, actually. I'm going to slap it on my shoulder when we're done. Nice.
Strong plan.
Yes.
Okay, well, remember, folks, you can always come watch us record live at twitch.tv/geekgrills on Monday evenings at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Our next one will be on January 27th.
However, this is the one where I have ANTP recording right before, so we're going to be on at 6 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
6
so
o'clock.
So an hour later.
Pacific.
So 6 Pacific and 9 Eastern Time next Monday. Gotcha.
But normally 5.
Normally 5/8. Yes.
Normally 5/8. Sorry, I think in the world of Pacific time. You all think in the world of Eastern time, I guess.
And I didn't fix my part of the note because I was doing it on my phone while I was at a filming. So.
No, it's totally fine. And don't forget, folks, in addition to the subs and bits that we do get here on Twitch, we are supported by our amazing patrons, and they are the greatest girlfriends on the internet. And you can become a patron at patreon.com/grills. And don't forget, if you do have an Amazon Prime account, you get 1 sub for free that you get to use every month. And it's super duper easy to do. Like Revis just did. Revis just did this right now.
Yay!
Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you so much, Revis, for your support. But you can do that every month. Give us Jeff Bezos' money. He doesn't need it. He's fine. I promise.
Yeah. And another way you can show your support is by leaving us a review. You can do so on any of your podcast catchers. Leaving a review is free, and they help our ranking, which helps people find us, which is great. Also, you can join our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter and help us spread the word there. So, where can we find y'all on the interwebs?
Well, I can be reached at 9of12. That's NINEOF12 on Twitter and Twitch. And you can hear me again in March. We'll be starting up the Heresy and Hearsay podcast. You can find those episodes on that website and on YouTube in the meantime.
And you can find me at The Jen Says on Twitter. I haven't been streaming as much lately, but when I do, I always put it on the Twitter. So at The Jen Says, and then streaming on Twitch at twitch.tv/TheJen. And you can find everything that I do at thejensays.com because I own the shit out of that domain. So there.
Mm-hmm. And you can also listen to me talk about women in gaming on the Glitter Dice podcast. It comes out on the 1st of every month. And you can find me on Twitch under my new name, Madcap_Miss. MADCAP_MISC. So
yes.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks for listening, everyone. Good game.
GG.
Good game. GG. Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program. Ha 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 ha.
Thanks for doing that right where I need to actually insert the bumper. You might just be stuck with that.
All you have to do is just take out our sound and
Uh-huh.
then
Yeah.
put sound
Uh-huh.
in. I'm helping.
In fact, if you could take out my, grunting of exertion as I'm trying to hold up my fingers, like right before, that'd be great.
I'll
can't hold that
do
on.
whatever I can.
Sorry.
Oh. Well, hey, that was fun.
Oh, we love our editor. Our editor loves us all the
Our,
same.
our editor is so nice. We love you.
Mm.
We made a show. Now what do we call it?
I had the biggest gaffe of the evening because the cat got to the bottom of my stairs and just started screaming about not having water. And one of the boys tried to grab it quick and fix it, which involved moving a table.
Oh.
So, and it's
Man.
on my track. I can't do anything until I hit the mute. So.
Go vote, folks. Vote
Let's
on show titles.
see.
Yes, show titles.
Oh, there's
Biggity
so many good
bangity.
ones.
There are. I do like tainted audio, even though I shouldn't. But Good Evening Eldergoth is also nice, and she had her own stained glass window, also good. So needy. Oh, dumb puns are dumb. No. I really like Good Evening Eldergoth just because it's different. Even though cat tainted audio is adorable, I think that my Uber vote goes to Good Evening Eldergoth.
Well, that's in the lead right now, anyway, for sure.
It does in fact have the most votes.
Okay, I'm good with
All right.
that.
Good
We
evening,
can-
Eldergoth, and now
we
you can
discuss
think
it
of
if more
yourself
votes come
and
in.
how delightful of an Eldergoth you are.
Oh yeah, So I'm wearing green today. What's wrong with me?
Do we want to raid
Night Attack? Mike?
Night Attack?
Night Attack
Who's
is on.
doing?
Marbles on
Bryce.
stream.
Bryce is streaming on Night Attack. Let's do that.
Okay.
Honestly, they're not normally streaming when we are here, so let's go raid Night Attack. If y'all aren't familiar with Night Attack, by the way, I don't know how you found us to begin with, but if you're not, they are awesome. So give them a follow because they're free, and Bryce is adorable. He's the best Neshcom, the best com. I do see that Mike is there, but I think let's raid Night Attack. We raid Mike all the time.
In
so.
process.
Let's do it. So hang out, folks. Slam the follow button if you don't already follow them. And what do we say? Good evening, Eldergoth. Is that going to be our raid call?
Yes.
Good evening, Eldergoth.
I like that. I do
There
like
you
Good
go.
evening, Eldergoth. I don't know why I put Geek Grills there. It's like my habit. I don't know. That was weird. Signing
Oh,
off.
I
Geek
know.
Grills.
I usually put our logo in because you can do that.
Rock
but-
and roll. All right. Let us
Let
go
know.
then. Bye, guys. Bye,
Bye.
I'm sorry, my brain is so in a million places tonight, guys.
Gonna go get my cold pack. It's gonna be amazing.
Just waiting for him to be like, "Are you talking to me? What? I'm not God."
Everybody find yourself get 35 big seconds.
All right.
All right, so good job,
35,
friends
I
and
wish you didn't say
folk.
35 seconds to
Next
me,
week
no,
is the article
Hurry
that
up,
September put in,
everybody.
right,
All right,
for
yo.
the football player.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When does Birds of Prey come out?
Good question, because I need to go see it in order to do it, but we should do a spoilering episode of that. Let's see, Birds of Prey. I was just talking about this actually. I'm gonna go. I want to go see it. I have 2 more tickets that I haven't used.
Nice.
It releases on February 7th. I am
So-
planning on seeing it pretty close to when it comes out, so I can make myself I can make sure that I see it when it comes out, and then we could do it on the 10th.
Okay.
Okay.
We'd be off on the 3rd anyway, so we'll do the football thing, and then we'll come back and do the spoiling episode on the 10th.
Okay. So you go ahead and post the host the football one because
Yeah.
I dibsed on Birds of Prey.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I can certainly, yeah, I can host next week. That's fine. I should be done on time. I'm gonna be literally be jumping from one thing to another. So September, I'm probably gonna have to have you run the thing again. I don't know how long
Mhm.
it's gonna be until I can get things functioning the way I would like them to function. So
Yeah, and
going to
I'll
work
try and tweak the interface, the Streamlabs. Find time to do that. Make it look a little better.
Yeah, and if there's anything that I can help with, just text me. Text me is the best way to get to me these days. I'm gonna go eat some food and drink some
Okay.
drink. But I
And go
love you
check
both.
on my bread.
Yeah, and also
Yes.
rest,
Eight
ice,
six three
compression,
Also,
seven zero
elevation.
five.
rest, ice, all that good stuff.
Good. Do all those things. All right, I
I
love you both.
will.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Where's the Skype call? Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, still recording and shit.